I wouldn't want to, if I God forbid that Nigeria should go the route of route, Americans call it route, of these three countries, because they really, Nigeria should not even be thinking about that, because Nigeria has what, these are three, what do they call them? They are not, they don't have any sea. They are poor, if you want to say, and they are not in the same league with Nigeria. But I can tell you that, God forbid, if Nigeria were to come into a situation where there is a problem, it will affect. In fact, Nigeria has the capacity to overrun all the other with refugees. So we should say, God forbid that should happen. So what is going on is left with the citizens. I have mentioned it before, that citizens have the responsibility, one, to register to vote, to go and vote. Do not be don't feel disappointed or saying, well, there is no point in it, because that is still what we have. So you go, do your bit, and then stand up. Because what the politicians know, that they know that the citizens do not have a staying power. In Africa, for instance, in Cameroon or other places, once they come, after 2 or 3 weeks, they fizzle out. But in Europe, some protests go on for about a month or 2 months or 3 months. Okay, I know there are challenges, because you say, who is going to feed you? What are you going? But you have to sacrifice. So if you do not like what is happening, go and exercise your fundamental human rights enshrined in the Constitution. Use your vote, and then demand, make sure that your vote counts. It's not the case of apathy. Cannot, if I by stopping, by not going to vote, you have voted. You have allowed those who are there to rule. They will make decisions that will affect you, and there's nothing you can do. So you have to participate, and then to seek representation. So you will continue to do that until a time when what is happening now, there is no condition that is permanent. There might be repression. There might be oppression. There might be, shrinking of the democratic space. But if the citizens are awake to their own responsibility, they will be able to ask questions, to say, why am I voting for this person? Is it because every other person is voting for them? So you ask yourself that critical question. For now, that is not happening. People are just moving where the gravy train moves. But the gravy will soon be, will not last forever. So it is not every citizen. We have more than 200 million people in Nigeria. Imagine what if all of them come out, or the majority of them come out and say, listen, we want change. And then they go after it. They are keeping religion aside, because that's what the politicians are using to divide them. They are keeping ethnicity aside, tribalism, to go and focus on or forget the crumbs that they are getting from those who are enjoying. Because look at them, ministers or everybody, government officials, they and their families and their friends are the ones enjoying, to the exclusion of the majority. But the role of government is to provide, to cater to the well-being of the larger majority. Okay, it's not everybody, but to the majority will benefit. But what is happening now is that the majority are not doing so. It's only very few people that have hijacked the state wealth, commonwealth, and then distributing it, dishing it out to people. And people are collecting crumbs. When you collect that, politicians will come to you and tell you, come and vote for us every electoral season. And after that, they disappear. You don't see them. They go into Abuja. You don't see them until another election comes. People should ask themselves the question, why the caliber of people you are voting for And if they do not perform, demand accountability. There are, you know, at times we focus so much on the federal system, but look at the states and local governments. The amount of money that is being is allocated. Is anybody asking the question, what do the chairmen and councillors do with the money? In my own local government, it's still the same thing. When after so many decades, if you go back, it's the same thing. Nothing has changed. So where is the money? Where does the money go? Because it's not just only about the president or the ministers, but they too should answer because they are in charge. So that is when we begin to ask these questions and holding people to account, they will resist it. They will throw some people into jail. They will even try to kill. But I've given you an example of what happened in Burkina Faso, of what happened in Madagascar recently. And I have told you that unless and until the citizens demand for their right, nobody surrenders right to you. If you are being oppressed, they will not come one day and say, okay, you have freedom. Freedom is not given on a gold platter. You have to fight for it. Okay? No, that's what I can tell you. And it doesn't reside in violence, because violence will not solve the problem. But keep at it. In Burkina Faso, the civilians didn't bring, they just came out in number that overwhelmed the government. 2 million, imagine 2 million people coming on the street. In Nigeria, it's not just one place. There are cities where they will come out, and then people will, whoever is there will feel it. And the international community is watching. That's another thing. For instance, now I'm talking about Tanzania, where the president is a woman, and then security people have gone. They have reportedly killed about 500 people. That election has been tainted. Okay? And then we are living in a digital world. Whatever you do is seen by everybody. It's on the open book. So let the citizens take back the country by true peaceful citizen agitation, by demanding their right, by voting, and making sure, protecting their vote, allowing that their vote count, and then advocating to other people, other citizens. There will be some who will not agree with what is happening now, when in fact they are enjoying with the ruling class. They are not feeling it as others are feeling it, but the time will come when everybody in Nigeria, it says everybody will collect. If you go and vote or put somebody in power because it's from your tribe or from your religious group, when you go to the market to buy something, you are not buying only from your tribe, tribesmen or women. The traders are not coming from one tribe. Okay? Those who, wherever you are buying, whether it's the market, and the inflation is there to deal with you. If there are no schools, you won't have where to send your children. If the hospitals are not working, it's going to affect everybody. If the roads are bad, everybody will be affected. So until there has to be a mindset change towards, even though they have weaponized poverty, but let us go back to our value system that tells us that when people even, it's very easy for people to become rich is to join a political party and become a politician. Even those your classmates that were never do well. So, once you hear that they are this, they are that, the next thing is that they build houses all over the place. They have vehicles. In fact, when they see you on the road, they can splash you water, and then is that right? So the question will be, is that a value system that we want to promote in the country? If it's not, then we have to change. So the behavioral change. And from home, people should start teaching their children their words. They are in the family. The parents should do their not. If you show children a bad example, they are going to follow you. If, for instance, politicians who are stealing money and keeping it at home, you have heard that at times their children will come and collect the money, and then they are the ones that are buying weapons, and crime and is increasing, antisocial vices in the society, because the children, the parents have failed. So from the foundation, the family foundation, let us start doing something. It's never too late. Okay, we should not also expect the change to happen overnight, because this rot has taken too long. Everybody is now waiting for their turn. They will not even criticize anybody. Say, let him do his or her own and go, and then I will come and do my own. That is a wrong policy. We have to care for now and then the future. Our future generation, our children, you can't guarantee where some of them do not want to stay in Nigeria because of what is happening, insecurity, and the fact that there are no amenities. You don't have electricity supply for half of the day. But in some places, these things are taken for granted. Nigeria has the resources, has the means. But instead, what we have now is that a government that is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. It's not wrong to borrow, but what are you doing with the money that you have removed the subsidy? What have you put in place to cushion these the effects? And when you borrow, what are you using it for? People can still not see the impact. So Nigeria, everybody, all of us, we have a job to do. Not just calling the government. Those in government, they have greater responsibility, but the citizens are there to check them. Those you are voting for. It's not enough to say it's from my state, is a thief, but it's our thief, or it's corrupt. Or when somebody, it's like somebody was telling me the other time that there's a ruling, for instance, where I think in Abuja a day or two ago, where a lawmaker was, the court declared that his seat should be declared vacant because he moved from one party to the other. And somebody was saying, is he the only one? Why? And then I was telling them, I told the person an anecdote, a story. I said, listen, it's not the issue of whether too many people are there. What they are doing, is it right? Within the law? That the anecdote I gave is that there was a motorist who ran the red light, and then he was caught by the traffic police, and he said, why are you arresting me? After all, there were two vehicles in my front, and then they passed, and then you didn't arrest them. Then the traffic policeman said, madam, you should go and ask the fisherman whether the fish that he caught were all the fish that were in the river. There were many fishes. The issue is, did the fish eat the bait? Because you usually will put a bait for you to capture a fish. This one decided to eat the bait, and that was why it was caught. So let us stop finger pointing. Let us do the right thing. Let us be responsible in our actions and be ready to be held to account, just like we are going to hold others to account. That way, we will have a healthy, just, fair, and then progressive society.
Thank you, sir. I think I will now call on Sharon to please give the vote of thanks so that we don't keep you for too long. Thank you, sir. Sharon, please. She there. Your phone, we can't hear you. Can you
hear me, sir?
Yeah, better.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much to our special guest, Mr. Ejeme. Thank you very much, sir. And a heartfelt thank you to all the participants for your time and your contributions. And thank you to our host. Thank you, sir. And to the center